Live from the House of LeMay Makeup and Dressing Room.
Here comes Amber. Stop what you're doing. Here comes Amber. She's just doing what she can. Here comes Amber. Cue the spotlight. Here comes Amber with 2 drinks in her hand. The matriarch of fashion, secrets to her glasses, you can't look away. Ask her, does she do it? There's really nothing to it. She's got that feminine game. If you have a party, or if you're feeling naughty, call up the House of LeMay. Here comes your favorite gal. Here comes your queen. Here comes the talk of the town. And we're live tonight. The music starts playing. It's time for cabaret. And we're live tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn off all cell phones and get ready for your host, Amber LeMay.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Amber Live, our 103rd show. But first, you know what I want you to do? I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to subscribe, because I don't want you to miss a minute of all the great stuff that we put out there on the interweb. But you know what time it is now? It's time for headlines. Now, we've all heard of blue balls, but unless you're a frequent watcher of Tucker Carlson on Fox Network, you may not have heard of brown balls. Now, because most of you who watch this show won't watch Fox, I have to do it for you. You're welcome. Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson, the Swanson is from the frozen food family, and social commentarian Kid Rock, the kid indicating his IQ, recently had a conversation about reversing the effects of falling testosterone. Why? I have no idea. Apparently, Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson had interviewed Andrew McGovern, an Ohio-based fitness professional, about the topic at hand. McGovern describes himself as an expert in bromeotherapy. Ooh. McGovern said people who want to take their testosterone to another level should try red light therapy, also known as testicle tanning. And yes, he actually used this picture to stress his point. This was part of Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson's special program called The End of Men.
Once a society collapses, then you're in hard times. Well, hard iron sharpens iron, as they say, and those hard times inevitably produce men who are tough, men who are resourceful, men who are strong enough to survive. And then they go on to re-establish order, and so the cycle begins again.
No, that's not gay at all. Now, Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson states, one of the biggest stories of our lifetimes is the total collapse of testosterone levels in American men. Does one protest a bit too much? Of course, he goes on to blame the libs and their sissification of our country and us not eating enough red meat, blah, blah, blah. Or it could be that the reason sperm and sperm motility is down 40% due to the chemicals in our food, water, and packaging. But if Tucker Swanson McNear Carlson wants his followers to toast their balls, I'm all for it. Now, remember a few weeks ago when North Carolina Congressman and understudy for Rolf in The Sound of Music, Madison Cawthorn, said he had been invited to Republican orgies and cocaine parties? Oh, and the Republicans were all denying it and calling Maddie a liar. Now, I wasn't sure if they were denying the parties because they didn't want their constituents to know that they attended, or if they were denying it because they were embarrassed that they weren't invited. Now, previously, they had no problem with the first-term congressman lying about his being accepted to the Naval Academy. He wasn't. Or that he was scheduled to participate in the Paralympics. No. Or that he had been caught driving with a revoked license not once, but twice. But this week, pictures popped up from the past that shed a different light on this self-proclaimed Christian who wants to push government leaders to adopt Christian values he says were shown by figures in the Hebrew Bible, including Prophet Daniel and Queen Esther. Now, I'm not sure who Queen Esther was, but I hope she dressed a lot better than that. And that's this week's headlines. Hello, hello. So let's get the show started and bring in Russell. Hey, Russell.
Hello. Hey, Amber. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Hey, I just see Gary Buck is in the comments. I just want to say, hey, Gary Buck. I know he was under the weather earlier in the week, and we sent our good Amber Live thoughts out to he and the Buck Bunch there in Elyria, Ohio. And I'm glad to see he's online tonight. So glad to see you're better, Gary. Yes.
Welcome back. I'm glad you're here, Gary.
Yes. So Russell, tell people what's the best way to watch tonight's show.
Well, the best way to watch tonight's show is on YouTube, because on YouTube you can see it in full HD, and that's youtube.com/AmberLive. But I also want you to remember that we do have a TikTok channel, an Instagram, and there's always our website, amberlive.tv. But for tonight, watch on YouTube, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe there. Tell all your friends you're watching, bring them in, and join the family. We're glad to have you here.
Oh yeah, I love to see those thumbs up on our the things that we put there. And we were talking about Gary Buck and the Buck Bunch, and that we met them through Amber Chat, which we do every Wednesday night, like about 8:15 to 9:15. We get on and talk for an hour about what we had for dinner, what we've been watching on TV, the weather, whatever. But we last week we had people from I think 7 or 8 different states and 3 Canadian provinces that we were talking, and that's always fun. Just to and the people have met and formed the Amber Crew, as we like to call them, on Wednesday nights.
And for anyone who's never joined us there, that's a night to come in. You can ask Amber any questions you want. We'll even let you come on the air with us if you can behave. Some people don't seem to be able to do that, but as long as you can behave, you can come talk with Amber. And it's an audience-driven show, so it's a lot of fun.
Russell, I noticed today on Facebook, our good friend Squigs commented that today is Barbara Streisand's 80th birthday, and that's Squigs. He is one of the only 2 of the caricaturists of Broadway, so he does all the Broadway shows. So that he was celebrating Barbara's 80th birthday today, and tonight is the opening night of the new production of Funny Girl. It's the first revival of Funny Girl, and there's Beanie. Oh, what's Beanie's last name? I forget. She's the new Fanny Bryce, and Jane Lynch is in it. But that show was first on Broadway 58 years ago when Barbara was on it, and I remember when Capitol Music had those buy 10 8 tracks for $1 or something like that.
Well, I remember 10 CDs for a penny, and then you had to buy more.
Well, I remember the 8 tracks, and Funny Girl was one of the first 8 tracks that I bought, and I wore that 8 track out. I loved the soundtrack for Funny Girl. So happy birthday, Barbara, and break a leg, the cast of Funny Girl, opening tonight on Broadway.
Picture back up of Squigs. Those are his drawings, and that's a picture of the Lights of Broadway show cards, which you can get. And if you go to squigsonline.com, you can find those. You can find his other drawings. You can buy the show cards. You can buy his drawings. He's a pretty amazing artist, and we're glad.
Yes, he is. It was great. I loved meeting him in person when I was down in New York a couple of weeks ago. It was nice meeting him at the beer garden. So thank you very much, Squigs, for sharing that with us. All right, Russell, you have one more thing I know you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah, the bustiers. We love our bustiers. They are the people that keep the lights on in Amber's basement. And you can see a list of all of them there. The new ones for this year, we had a lot in the last 2 years. We wiped the board clean, started over. If you would like to be a bustier, you can use Venmo at RJD Pro, or you can go to our website, amberlive.tv, and there's a support Amber Live button, and you can click on that and use a credit card. Any amount is welcome. If you give $25 or more, though, I will send you a sticker of our logo. For $100 or more, you get a sticker and a magnet. And for $200 or more, a sticker, a magnet, and a beautiful Amber Live mug, which is right there. I do love the mug.
Yes, they're very
thank
nice.
you to all our bustiers. They're very important to keeping this mess going.
Yeah, and I secret admirer. Do I have any more secret admirers out there?
They are welcome to send their secret admiration into us.
Yeah. All right. What picture do we have for people to make a caption on
yes,
tonight?
the caption this for the week. This picture. If you have a funny comment about that, send it in the comments. Label it as a caption. And cousin Craig is here tonight. He will be taking those, and we'll be talking about them and getting some giggles at the end of the show. So send in your best comments. Do your worst.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my goodness. That'll cause the testosterone to go down. I'm sure all the chemicals in that. All right. Tell us about the guests for tonight's show, Russell.
Tonight we have 4 guests. 4. 2 of whom you have seen on the show before. Both more than once, actually. And then the other 2 are brand new, but they are all connected to Sidekick Productions and a couple of web shows that Sidekick Productions are doing. So we have Joshua Pangborn and Ashley Menard are the 2 new people. And then we have our dear friends Brad Forenza and Yolanda here tonight. So you'll get to hang out with them again, too. It's going to be a fun
I'm excited because, yes, Sidekick Productions, they're doing some crazy stuff. So I want to talk to them about that. So, Russell, we'll be back to you later on in the show. Thank you so much.
Right. Have a great show.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yes. So let's get it started. I'd like to introduce Joshua Pangborn. Joshua, come on in.
Hi,
hey,
Amber.
Joshua.
Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Oh, well, it's nice to be had sometimes, isn't it?
I know the feeling.
All right. So tell me about Sidekick Productions, and especially about, we'll start off talking about Skeleton Crew. Which came first, Sidekick or Skeleton Crew?
Sidekick Productions came first. In about 2010, I was starting my second theater company. After my previous one had ended due to multiple things besides mostly a relationship ending, as these things always do, But I in 2010 I wanted to start a new theater company, and I was really focused on making sure that this was a theater company that did something that had a sort of a message or a purpose. And so I thought about what I wanted to do, and I wanted to create art that promoted queer artists and queer stories, and I also wanted to create art that promoted actors and artists who were not necessarily mainstream body types. So I wanted to promote as plus size artists in particular, and so I did that, and I created Sidekick Productions. And then in 2010, we had a number of plays between 2010 and 2014, and I love theater. I grew up in theater. It's all I loved it so much. And then what happened is I got really tired because, as I'm sure you are very well aware, there's a lot of theater in New York City, and it's very hard to get people to go to it. So I was like, let's try something that maybe we'll get more eyes on what the work that we're doing, because we put so much effort into into preparing what we're doing, and then people just aren't watching it. But I thought maybe if we tried something with a web series, people would at least be able to watch it. We go from the 30 people watching it to maybe 100 people watching it, and that was nice. That would be a great bump, I thought. So I took.
All right. So tell me some about the plays that you did before you went on the web series. Did you
Absolutely.
the original scripts?
They were all original scripts. I started out as a writer primarily. One of the reasons I did what I did in terms of promoting plus size body types is I got really discouraged from playing necessarily being an actor. I was all through college and everything told that I was the writer or I was the dramaturge. I was the person that should be doing these behind the scenes things, but not necessarily on stage. And well, that sort of got in my head. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a writer. And so I wrote, and I wrote a lot of plays. The first couple plays were about adapting classical stories for a modern audience because I also have a doctorate in English literature, so I love classical stories like Shakespeare, Greek dramas. So then from there, I started to get more original, and I wrote a couple plays like La Petite Mort and Nosce Te Ipsum. This is part of my Death in a Foreign Tongue trilogy that I've never written the third one yet, but it's still out there someday. So
So you decided to do a web series. So was Skeleton Crew your first web series?
it was. So my next play that I wrote was The Skeleton Crew, and I said, you know what, this is the thing I think that I can turn from a play into a more open-ended web series. And so I dropped the much like Facebook, and we've created Skeleton Crew, and none of us had any idea what we were doing because none of us had ever done film before. So it was but it was a great experience to teach ourselves as we were having a great time. We were teaching ourselves to do film. I mean, we've all watched movies, so we understand the basic concepts of framing and all that. But I taught myself how to edit. I taught myself how to work with audio. I got a bunch of great, amazing members of my crewniverse, as we call it, to help me make the show Skeleton Crew, and that's where we are now, 5 seasons later.
I rewatched some of your first seasons, and I thought that was pretty darn good production quality wise for your first season. You know, because I know how shaky we started our first couple episodes, and but no, you were really right on the editing, the lighting, the sound. It was really pretty sharp for your first episodes.
Thank you. I really attribute a lot of it to the actors because we were all sort of learning at the same time. Everyone that I worked with for the most part were people who had never really done film before. Ashley, I think we're going to talk with a little bit later tonight. This was her sort of first film project as well. We all sort of were just stumbling around in the dark together, and something magical came out of that. And I think it's really awesome what happened. So
Now, give me the elevator talk for Skeleton Crew. If you were to say, this is what Skeleton Crew is about, because I'd like to hear your definition.
that I've gone through many ways of trying this out over the years because it's a hodgepodge of things. I used to call it a melodramedy, which was a melodramatic tragicomedy, but now I just say Skeleton Crew is a queer soap opera following the adventures of Hunter and Anthony, a gay couple a gay plus size couple, and the adventures that their friends and family have after a terrible tragic event one Halloween night.
A bizarre event.
Very bizarre, very very bizarre. And then I mean, when you throw it over the years, we've got science fiction tropes and we've got horror tropes. We've got all sorts of things. But I think it's safest to say it's just a gay soap opera. I mean.
You know, I got the feeling of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, that type of goofy, offbeat group of people that weird things happen to, or they make weird things happen.
That's a great way. That's a great comparison. It's also about the same production value, so because it's all in a bar.
That's another thing. Where do you get how do you arrange all those scenes that you do?
Well, we were really, really lucky for the bar to work with a wonderful bar in Brooklyn called the Way Station. Unfortunately, it was a victim of the pandemic, so that's no longer around anymore. Which means season 6 will have to come up with something new. But honestly, we have a really good ability to just take a room and transform it 5 different times into 5 different scenes. I mean, it's not probably the conventional way of doing it, but it's the way that we've made it work. So
You use what you got. You know,
Exactly.
that's my philosophy of performing. You use what you got. That's just fascinating. So now I'd like to bring in Ashley Menard. She joined your group, and tell us how she got involved, or how did you two meet, and how did you bring her into the Skeleton Crew?
Well, Ashley was part of Sidekick Productions from the theater days. Ashley auditioned for La Petite Mort. And Ashley, do you want to talk about the email you sent me that sort of made me fall in love with you? Oh,
Oh, Ashley,
I very romantically said, "No, Josh, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone?"
very
I
well
like
then.
being depicted.
Fall in love in a platonic sense, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ashley's taken.
I am taken. So is Josh.
So Ashley wrote me an email when I put out a casting call for La Petite Mort, and she said, "I really love the description of this character. Can I read the whole script so I can decide how to properly play her in the audition?" And I was flabbergasted because I was still new, so I'd never ever had somebody be so so excited to read the whole project and everything. So I sent her the script, and she knocked it out of the park, and she came on as my pregnant prostitute Maggie in La Petite Mort.
That is
And
why I wanted to read the whole script because the scene that I was supposed to read, I was a pregnant prostitute, and I was like, I'm talking to a nun. What, is this a comedy? Is this a drama? Can I read something? What is going on? And so that's where the basis of the question came from. Only because it was the one thing about Josh from the beginning and goes on now is he writes outside the norm, and he enjoys playing with that. And it's interesting stories pop up because of that. So yeah, I was smitten at the get-go.
And I knew when we switched to Skeleton Crew that I actually had to come along. So I wrote a part for her, and that part has now blossomed into 4 parts you've played on the show.
Yeah.
Twins and 2 alternate personalities. So
yeah.
Yes, you really have to go. Wait, what? Oh, rewind. Wait, what's happening here?
that happens a lot too. So for
you've done 5 seasons. How many episodes per season?
Season 1 was 12 episodes. Season 2 was
wait. Season 1 was 12 episodes. How long were the episodes in season 1?
So our episodes tend to be a little bit longer than most web series. Our episodes tend to be between 25 and 55 minutes. So
yes,
season 1 was 12. Season 2 and 3 were 10. Season 4 was 11, and season 5 was 15.
15, but because in season 5 we broke down more into a web series format of time-wise, because season 4 was about 15 minutes, those episodes.
Season 4 was 55 minute episodes. They're basically an hour-long episode.
Yeah.
So, and then season 5 has our also feature film length episode as well. So
it's a lot of content. It's a lot of story. It's a lot of characters. So many characters.
So how? I know. So you're filming it. How long does it take you to edit one of those shows? To present it.
So we film mostly on the weekends because most of us have 9 to 5. So we basically take a Saturday or a Sunday, or if I'm lucky, 2, and we film with the Skeleton Crew. We film season most of the time. It's usually about over 8 or 9 months. We film the whole thing, and then I edit very quick. I'm pretty happy that I can edit kind of quickly. So that turnaround time is, I'm also editing along the way as well. So even though we're filming for 9 months, I'm editing at the same time. So when a new scene comes, I'm just dropping it into the where it belongs in the episode that's already there. So so we're basically ready to do the show about 5 months or so after we wrap principal photography.
When are you going to start season 6 filming that?
Well, I'm hoping this fall. Actually, I have the scripts are formulating in my head, and now I just have to get them on paper. So,
which for Josh, that's never a hard thing to do. It's so funny because during the pandemic, a lot of people struggled to figure out what to do, how to create. Not Josh. He He wrote a feature film. He wrote 2 shorts that have won awards in multiple web series, horror web fests. It's just funny. He's very much a we joke that time is short. There's a lot that needs to be done in such short time, and Josh really lights the fuse just to get as much out as he possibly can. So
well, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with your productivity. That is very, very good. All right, we're going to talk more about Sidekick and some of your other projects that you have later on in the show. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back to you. So thank you. Stick around. All right, so if you've been watching the past, seems like forever, that season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race has been on, we've had the distinct pleasure of having our good friend Emoji Nightmare give our updates. And this past Friday night was the finals, and let's find out what her opinion was on the final selection. Take it away, Emoji.
Girl, that's hot. Yes, we've arrived. Finally, the final episode of season 14, the grand finale. 5 queens left. 2 will be crowned the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. Hello, I'm Emoji Nightmare. Let's get into the recap. All right, season 14, it's the finale, and it's in Las Vegas. So on the runway, category is Vegas, and we get so many amazing looks. We have Maddie Morphosis as Elvis. We've got so many feathers, showgirl realness, sparkle, the pizzazz. It's like the Vegas Strip, and I'm living for it. And the top 5 queens emerge. I think of the 5 looks, Angeria's gigantic blue ensemble was amazing. And I also really liked Diabetti's outfit. Those were the top 2 for me, outfit-wise, on the runway. With 5 queens in the finale, I was kind of wondering what we were going to be doing. And so each of the 5 queens is lip syncing a song, an original song. And these are very short. They're like a minute and a half little ditties. They do a lip sync and song and dance, and then they get interviewed by RuPaul. RuPaul is engaging with some members of the audience as well, family members and friends of the queens. We see highs and lows here from each of the queens, in my opinion. I think Angeria's was fine. I actually didn't really love Bosco's. I'm a Bosco fan. She's tops for me. But I didn't think the interview did her any favors. And her song was like kind of slow and dare I say, boring. Daya's outfit was really intricate. It was super cool. She had that like long flowing cape, and then these feathers on the back had some really cool movement that sort of almost seemed like they were unveiled at a certain point, like halfway through all of a sudden. Like, I don't know if it was part of the costume design that they like flared up, like she maybe pulled something and then they popped. I don't know the secrets behind it, but I was enthralled. For Lady Camden's number, I thought she had the best choreography and really intricate reveals with her outfit. And so I gave her props for that. Willow's song and performance was excellent. Just her outfit, I think not only was she elegant, but she was also really funny, and that's really hard to do both at the same time. Her song was called I Hate People. I mean, like, what's not to like about Willow Pill, and especially in her finale performance? Going into this, I polled you all, and basically, folks were saying anyone but Daya. Daya didn't get a single vote from you all. You hate her. But yeah, you were saying it's Willow Pill versus Lady Camden. And third place in your hearts was Angeria. And then Bosco got a couple votes. And of course, like, I liked Bosco. All right, in true Vegas realness, Rue unveils these giant, like, slot machine Wheel of Fortune type things with spinniness, and with each of the queens' faces on it to reveal who the top 2 queens who would face off would be. First up was Lady Camden, and then the second revealed was Willow Pill. Season 13 winner Simone came out and introduced La La Ree to crown Miss Congeniality. The winner was cornbread. And then, of course, because of product placement, everyone got some money. That was good. Everyone wins something. Rue announced, because of Cash App, the winning queen will receive $150,000, so that's an increase. And then the runner-up will also receive $50,000. So quite literally, just by appearing, you're walking away with a couple grand. And then, of course, all the bookings that come along with being on RuPaul's Drag Race. So everyone's making out just fine. Even June Jambalaya. Camden and Willow performed to Cher's Gimme 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 A Man After Midnight, which has been in my head since Friday night. And I think, they both performed in different ways that really accentuated their They both performed in ways that really accentuated their skills and what they really were known for and good at, and also nods to prior things in the season. For example, Camden during when the beat drops or whatever, when the music goes low and sort of transitions, she falls to the ground, just like she famously did, whips her hair down and has a new wig, and then does another reveal. It's so those theatrics and the dancing for Camden. And then we've got Willow Pill, who is in a giant suit, literally pants up to her neck, coat down to the feet, and giant arms, which is something she's done on the runway before, and reveals out of the pants into, a leotard number that was just perfect for throwing herself around the stage, and doing tumbles and rolls and splits and everything else that we love to see drag queens do. And in the end, it is Willow Pill who is crowned the winner of season 14. Thank you so much to everyone who came to the very quiet viewing party at 3 Needs on Friday night. It was so fun to see everyone again. And hopefully if we do it again in another season, we are in a room with speakers and everyone will be able to hear and see and really enjoy the show. That's it for me. I want to thank Amber for having me on as the season 14 correspondent. And until next time, see you later. Bye.
Thank you so much, Emoji. It was a pleasure. Yeah, the group we were with on Friday night to watch it, no one liked Diabetti, but we agreed that she was fantastic in her performance and probably should have been in the top 2. But it was a great season. Thank you so much, Emoji. Really appreciate it. Russell, come back in.
Hey!
Hey! Oh my gosh! What speed or whatever is Joshua on? My God, to be able to produce all the stuff that he's been doing the past couple of years,
You'll have to
we need some
private chat.
Well, we need to have some of that, or I do. Anyway, all right. So coming up, we're going to bring in Brad Forenza and Yolanda in to talk about their connection with Sidecape Productions. We've got Rocco talking about his trip to Disney World, and that should be interesting. And then, of course, Boog and Shug at the end. So we're looking forward to that. So let's show that picture one more time for the caption.
Here is the caption. This photo. If you've got a funny caption for this, please send it in the comments. Label it as a caption. And Cousin Craig is watching those tonight, and he will be bringing them up at the end of the show and talking with us about them. So that's
I'm sure he has a few of his own comments too.
I'm sure he does.
All right. One more plug for the Bustiers.
Yes, let's not forget the Bustiers, the people that help keep this show going. If you'd like to be a Bustier, please use the Venmo at RJD Pro or use amberlive.tv. Look for the support Amber Live button, and we appreciate all of our Bustiers so much. It really is helpful and vital to keeping us on the stream.
Yes. And there's one more way.
There is one more way, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Every time I go to visit Upper Beaver Gash, I always think, why don't they have great shops like we do down in Beaver Pond? Well, now you don't have to leave the safety of your home and risk getting that pesky Beaver 19. You can shop at the Amber Live store right off the interwebs.
And it's a better shop than Peggy's Plump and Proud. Oh, but don't tell her I said that. She's still giving discounts to the Beaver Pond players for the costumes.
I like the great products like the coffee cups I drink my morning coffee out of, or my evening beers if I feel like getting all fancy.
Down at B&B Fix-It Shop, we use large Amber Live beach towels to lay out on the grass every day at $4.20.
And don't miss the Rusty Bean collection for all your bean needs, dude.
Ditto on whatever he said. I just love their shirts and hoodies. Oh yes, that they have at the Amber Live store. Oh, they keep me so cool in the summer and warm in the winter at the Amber Live store.
So shop at the best store in Beaver Pond. Or, better yet, stay on your couch, eat some pork rinds, have a beer, and order right now on amberlive.tv.
That's great. So much fun. Let's bring Joshua and Ashley back in.
That was my favorite commercial I've seen all year.
I agree completely.
So Joshua's Skeleton Crew should come up to Beaver Pond, Vermont sometime.
That would be a perfect place for us, like fish out of water in Beaver Pond. So.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun. All right, earlier, Ashley mentioned that you had won some Webby Awards or some awards for productions.
He's won so many.
Please tell me about some of those.
So Skeleton Crew has won for the past 2 years. It's won Best LGBT Series at the British Web Awards. Mm-hmm. It's won several awards for acting around the world, including Barbara Thomas. She's won for Best Supporting Actor from the New Jersey Web Festival. Ashley has been nominated for Skeleton Crew.
I won.
You won from which one did you win
British.
for? The British Web Awards.
No, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
British, New Jersey.
It's all the same, you know. We've been nominated.
Weird
for
accents.
Writing. Yeah, we've won at the New Zealand Web Fest for Best Ensemble. We've been in the Seoul Web Fest. We've been all over the world, really. I mean, people really seem to love us, which is really exciting.
Oh, okay. But now, is there money involved? Are you making money?
We have the concept of money, and we are trying to find ways to make it. We do have our Patreon, which has something we started about. Our birthday is actually coming up in a month. Our Patreon, patreon.com/sidekickproductions. You can join and see all of this behind the scenes stuff that we've got going on, extended scenes, deleted scenes, for as little as $3 a month. We're going to be having a total repackaging in June, so for our first birthday. So I
always appreciate a repackage. Yes, so
any package is good sometimes, though. I mean,
that's right.
All right, so now I want to called the bustiers.
Russell, copyright that.
No, we call everyone in our little Crooniverse. So
how cool! How cool!
Yeah.
All right, now I want to bring in some old friends of mine, your friends as well, Brad Forenza and Yolanda. Come on in. Oh.
Hey guys!
Hi, Yolanda and Brad.
All right, Joshua, how did you meet Yolanda and/or Brad? How did you meet them?
Well, I met them both through Skeleton Crew. Yolanda submitted to a role that. Well, John, why don't you tell what you submitted to?
I did. I submitted for this. So, I'm always on Actors Access where I'm submitting things, and I saw this, cool breakdown. And so I submitted for that. It was the character was in it was a nursing home, right? Wasn't it?
It was a nursing home. Yep.
So it was an old lady, and she was crabby and whatever. And so I sent in a little self-tape that was pretty awkward and weird. And I wasn't used to self-tapes then, but but Josh had the most wonderful response to me, and he actually wrote a part for me. I wasn't right for that role, but he wrote a part for me, who was a friend of that person that I auditioned for. And so that role was Glenn, and that was in the first season. And Josh just created this whole space for me and my character Glenn to grow as Yolanda, was growing in my life. It's just been amazing. So from the first season to the last season we just did, season 5, Josh has really created a character that echoes my life and has given me a chance to really do some amazing scenes and some amazing work with everybody in the cast. It's been a huge blessing to me.
So, Brad, how did you get involved with Sidekick?
Great question, Amber, and similar response to Yolanda. I submitted a self-tape for a dramatic role, someone who had a chronic illness. And I remember this, A, because I have Mary Lou Henner's disease, but B, because it was a dramatic role. And I typically don't get cast in dramatic roles. And you know what, Amber? I wasn't, because instead, through my self-tape, Josh and the skeleton crew, beautiful powers that be, decided that I would be better as a villainous landlord, seductive, evil kind of guy.
Oh,
I've had a lot of crazy characters on the show over the years, but I think that Brad might be playing the craziest character that we have ever had. He plays La Cabra, who is he always wears a mask. In his first season, he wore like a Phantom of the Opera style mask, and then in the second time he appears in the second season he's in, he has this really elaborate skull mask, almost a sugar skull type.
Yes.
And he's just this maniacal villain. It's just this wonderful
Which is
role.
just a very juicy, wonderful gift to any actor. So thank you again, and thank you also, Ashley, because I also got to work in a production that Ashley wrote herself. So the Skeleton Crew universe is a large one.
It is.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, I have to mention that too with Ashley, because again, she created a role for me as her grandmother, as her transgender grandmother, and I just, oh my God, it was just glorious to play that role. You know?
Now, is that where you sing together?
Well, we sing together. We've sung together in the musical, but also Ashley sang with me in my latest cabaret show. So I don't know which video you're playing, but we sang.
Well, we have a clip of you two singing together, so let's watch that.
Awesome. Okay. Follow Ashley and Kenneth. Here we go.
Opportunity finds me. I create what I need. I'm open to suggestions. I accept success. I take responsibility.
Oh my! Oh, Yolanda, I love seeing you perform on stage. Oh, that is
So
so
joyful.
cool.
Thank you. It
That
was
is
a joy.
joyful is a good word.
It
Now,
was.
we talk about music. So, Joshua, you've got this other project you're doing, dueling pianos.
So yes, Dueling Pianos is actually a feature length episode of Skeleton Crew. We like I said, we had a little bit of everything. So this in season 5, we decided to write a musical. We have the incredible Nakia from season 1 of The Voice. He was a semifinalist for season 1 of The Voice. He is the one who does our audio and music for season from season 4 on. So he said, let's do a musical. You want to, so let's do it. So he and I wrote a musical with 15 original songs, and we made that an hour and a half long episode of Skeleton Crew season 5 with Yolanda singing in it, Ashley singing in it, I sing in it, Nakia sings in it. It's incredible because I love musicals. And I've always wanted to make one, and now I can say that I did because.
All right, we've got a clip, and we've got a clip. Let's watch that.
I'm just gonna go over here and check out that little corner of the sky.
But I've got magic to do, just for you.
With a snap of his fingers, I'm here to serve whatever he needs, be it shirt or hors d'oeuvre. I may be a baby, but that don't mean squat. I'll get what he asks for. Just give me a shot.
I just want to get back to Anthony. He needs me.
Driven mad by his desire to make a good television series.
There's got to be something you can do. I just want to bring him home.
Meditation, yoga, homeopathy.
An open microphone night was a glorious idea.
I got something in my hand, oozing white cream. Oh, it's big. Oh, it's juicy. Oh, it's just obscene.
You don't need words when you have a song to tell someone how you really feel.
Seeing you pissed off puts me in the mood. Sex is the best sex. That's what they say.
This is the second time I found you in a half-naked, semi-compromising position with an overly aggressive man.
You crave a touch of poison. That's why you're here. Welcome to my cave. You won't find two more perfect lovers. They met online with a dial-up connection. It only ended because of overstimulation.
Somebody tell me what happens when love's not enough.
Well, what about my dreams, Poppet? What about mine?
Now I'm sitting in the silence. Me, myself, and alone.
Okay, whatever. I'll see you guys after your little sing-along.
The plan has been put into motion as soon as he finishes singing his song. Yes, I'm serious.
Will any of this matter? Will I matter? Will I matter? Will any of this matter at the end of it all? Probably not. I think not, because dreams they have to
Wow. Yes, thank you so much. That's beautiful.
How much time does that take?
That was it took a lot of time. I have never ever worked on a project that has taken me so long to put together. Because I thought we would still be able to zip through it like I'm used to with everything, and this Nakia is a consummate professional with music. He says he wanted to make sure the songs were were perfect before we put them out, and we took a lot of time with that. The music videos, we filmed some of the music videos 4 or 5 times because they just weren't working right, and I don't have a lot of experience with music videos. This again, us teaching ourselves something as we're going along. That's sort of the theme of Sidekick Productions, I think. But it was a great experience.
Now, could that be a stage production as well?
We are looking at ways to adapt it into a stage production. Yes, we would need to find ways to make it stand alone a little bit more than what it does because it's part of the universe of Skeleton Crew. But we are looking for trying to work on adapting it slowly. So.
Can I play Yolanda in the stage production?
That would be fantastic. I think Yolanda would love to see that. So
I love that there's even a space with the text going across for people to sing. And I love that not everybody is a singer. And it's so true to what you guys do, celebrating the uniqueness that everybody possesses. Everybody can.
That's so true. That is something that Sidekick Productions is amazing with, is showcases each actor in a unique way and brings out their best qualities. You're marvelous.
Because we've been all in that situation where, boy, I wish they'd let me do that, or I wish I could. They'd let me sing. I can sing, and and you've given people the chance to do that, and that is so cool. That is very good. Well, thank you so much, Joshua, Ashley, Yolanda, and Brad. I'm so impressed with Sidekick Productions. Good luck. Keep us abreast of anything new in the future of all of your projects. And you're always welcome here on Amber Live. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Oh, what nice people we meet here on Amber Live. The production values were so cool on that. And I really do think that Skeleton Crew needs to visit Beaver Pond. I think that Josh, you and I, we'll start writing that episode. that would be funny. All right, so we're waiting for Rocco to check in. We haven't heard from Rocco yet, so things who knows what's going on in Rocco's world. He might still be closed up, and it's a small world after all. So let's bring cousin Craig in and with some of the captions, and maybe we can stall for time for Rocco. Hi, Craig. No, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. That technology thing.
Can you hear me now? A mute button is funny.
All right, so let's show the picture of that delicious whatever meat clown.
So our first comment was from Char, who said,
yes,
and you thought clowns with red noses were scary, and I agree. Although the word I would have used is creepy, because nothing that's even creepier than a clown. Big J said, are these clowns made out of wood, and if so, how much? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Maybe that's what they end up after they chuck all the wood.
Yes, the meat clown wood. All right.
Dan Rotten said, Jimbo from Canada's Drag Race released his new album. So not being a follower of Drag Race, I have no idea what that reference is about.
Or Canada's Drag Race, but Don's up there. Oh shoot, is it Manitoba or Alberta? But he's a regular on chat on Wednesday nights.
Cool. And Char had another one. I think my favorite comment, which was nice try, but vegetarians can't be fooled by smiling faces. This is how to trick them into eating meat.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make you happy. I'll make you happy.
But you know what? No, nobody identified who that actually was, and it's Sammy Spam's cousin Tony Baloney.
Now, is that true?
Yes. Don't you know Tony?
No, I don't. I don't
Tony
know.
Baloney. You should have him on the show sometime.
Okay.
He's a meathead.
Right, okay. Well, thank you for filling in tonight, Craig. Really appreciate that. Jack is on assignment.
And I hope you find Rocco.
Haven't found him yet.
Yeah,
So, but I understand we have a video clip from Rocco, so let's watch that.
Hey everybody, it's me, Rocco, hanging out over here in Animal Kingdom in Florida and stuff. And I found this butterfly floating around. I was like, I'm catching that thing. That's cute. Yeah, whatever. So, bring a net next time you come to Animal Kingdom at Disney, because you're gonna need it, right? Yeah, that's what she said. All right. Okay, everybody. This is like my greatest moment ever. Check it out. Are you kidding me? Look at this. We're standing in front of the Millennium Falcon, and you need to be carried? Talk about a Star Wars cockblock. Anyway, that's my ride for the day. I just need you all to know that, all right? What are you doing? Look at this thing. Yeah, okay, look all cute. That's how she gets away with everything.
There's
Yeah, okay, look all cute. What the hell happened, Russell? Jesus, you get a guy video clips 2 seconds before the show, and he can't fix it. What the hell happened, Russell? Are you getting the echoes I'm getting?
I'm getting them from you. It's
Are you getting the echoes I'm getting?
I'm getting them from you. So I don't know. I don't know what to say, Russell or Rocco. So Rocco, what's your headdress there? You have is that a unicorn? I don't know.
These are my unicorn princess ears.
Okay, is that a new persona that we're going to see?
Hold on 1 second. What the hell's going on here?
Rocco, do you have more than one window open?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Hold on 1 second. Probably. Hold on. Let me get rid of this crap.
Yeah. That sounds better.
That's exactly what happened.
You know,
I was plugging
that Russell.
You know what?
Oh, that Russell.
I was turning on my stuff, and I'm like, holy crap. I'm almost done.
Yes.
And here I am.
So Rocco, give us your opinion of Disney. You know, did you down there and scream gay at everyone? Did you,
oh yeah, you kidding me? I was like, hey, are you gay? They're like, wait, you're not supposed to say that here. I said, nobody said I can't ask. Right? That's different a little bit. Oh yeah, we had everybody yelling gay all the time. It was hilarious.
At you, I assume. But what did you ride rides?
I wrote a few things, you know, because I was with some people who threw up and stuff, so I had to take care of them. But you know, I got my chalice here and my fresco.
What's the chalice from?
Or goblet. This was from Be Our Guest, where some little girl decided, I don't care how much money this food costs, I'm throwing it up. And to top it off, not only did she throw it up, she threw it up inside the doggy bag that contained all the other food. So she ruined a $400 lunch. Thanks, little one.
You should have let that butterfly fly away.
Seriously, why did I bring the net? I should have said, all right, go. But it was fun. You know, we all had a good time. We went on some rides. We saw some things. We saw some people.
Yeah. I've always been impressed with Disney, how structured it is, how everything just runs smoothly, and it
is a machine.
Yes, it definitely is.
It is really a machine. Everything, for the most part, runs so ridiculously smooth. You do everything from your phone. They got an app on it. Everything. It's crazy. I unlocked the door to my hotel room with my phone. Not to mention the little wrist thing they gave us, which I would have showed you, but I don't know where it is.
You don't know where it is. No. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. And would you go back?
Yeah, you know, Sure, why not? I didn't get to do all the stuff I would have liked to have done. You know, like there was some hot chicks there that I would have liked to have done them. I got to go back.
Like Cinderella or some of the other Disney characters, or just
Oh yeah, me
other
and Cinderella,
patrons?
we had one night together. It was all right. It was magical. She had glass slippers though. You know, I said jump into my arms. She jumped and I sneezed. She landed on her feet and shattered those glasses. Then she cut her feet all up, and I had to drive her to the hospital. The hell is that?
That's no fun. That's no fun at all, Rocco. Well, Rocco, glad to see you're back up out of Florida, that you survived Florida.
I
And-
survived Florida. I don't know how. That place is crazy.
Yes, it
The
is.
the worst part about being in Florida, the people. They suck. Now, if any of my friends out there are listening who live in Florida, of course, you are the exception to that rule. So lighten up.
Lighten up. We can we can all lighten up. Thank you, Rocco. Nice seeing you. Nice headdress there.
You like
your
you know,
unicorn? Yes.
I
yes.
figured I'd give you a little bit of flair, something you might appreciate.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Rocco. Have a good week.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Russell, come on in. Oh, what a fun show. All right. Fascinating things. And we will have to have the skeleton crew come up to Beaver Pond.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yes, it would. So, Russell, what do we have next week?
What do we have next week? Next week, we have an incredible interview with a couple of people who have a documentary on HBO called Uprooted, the history of jazz dance. And the documentary,
Fascinating. If you haven't, watch it, and then watch the interview. It's
both of them are we've recorded the interview already because some of them were in England. But the documentary is fantastic, and the interview is also just as fantastic. There's so much to learn about it, and it's just incredibly interesting. I highly recommend it. So.
Yeah, that I love that interview. That was a lot of fun. All right, so that's next May 1st, LeMay Day, next Sunday, May 1st. Into May already.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Russell. I'll
right.
see you Wednesday night for Amber Chat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Fascinating meeting all these interesting, entertaining, creative people. I love it. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And next week's a great show, and we'll be back on the 8th live. But until then, bye-bye.
Why do we cut a tree down at Christmas and then plant one during Arbor Day? Arbor Day? What the heck is that? Do I get presents? No, Bug. It's a day to celebrate trees. What? Is this a joke? A day to plant a tree? Is this Al Gore's pump? Bug. I give up. Sometimes it's too easy with him, folks. Help the earth, plant a tree. Now leave me alone. I gotta branch out. You know what I'm saying? It was a tremendous effort on my part. Oh, the hell with it.